Beauty Tribe. Stay tuned to learn how to get your brows in the right frequency. You'll need a spoolie brush, an eyebrow pencil, a stiff angled brush, brow setting gel, a flat concealer brush, concealer, and foundation. The first thing you're going to need to do is brush your brows into place. You're going to use your spoolie brush for this, and you're going to brush them in the direction of which they grow. Next, you're going to create an outline of your brow, starting from the bottom row and then working your way to the upper row. So you want to start your outline about 1/4 of the way in, and then do small strokes up towards your arch. Do it for the bottom row and then do it for the top row. You don't really start from the front of the brow. We will do that. We will go back and do that later on, and you'll see that. But for now, just start about 1/4 of the way in. And the key here is to remember to use small and short strokes. Your eyebrow is not one long hair. It's a series of short hairs. Therefore, you want to do small and short strokes whenever you're creating your outline and filling them in. So say that with me, small, short strokes when creating your outline and filling in your brow. Continue drawing your outline of your brow on the upper and bottom rows. Once you're satisfied with that, you can move on to completing the outline for your tail, using the same technique of small and short strokes. When you've completed your outline, then check for balance. Make sure both of your outlines are even and the shape looks the same. All right, Untamed Beauty Tribe, you did it. The hardest part is over. You've created your outline and your brows are both balanced and they look great. The next step is to take your stiff angled brush and brush up the bottom row to diffuse that harsh line. To do that, you're going to turn your brush inward and just do small flicks up towards your hair and brushing the brow into place using your brush. Similar to when you brush it with the spoolie, but now you're just diffusing that harsh line on the bottom row. Also, brush the products that are on your bottom row that you're diffusing out into the front of your brow. This will help to begin that gradiency effect that you see on brows, where it starts off lighter and then gradually gets darker. Next, go back in with your brow pencil and begin to slowly fill in your brow. You're going to continue to use your small and short strokes so that it's not too harsh or too dark. The more pressure you apply, the more product that will go onto your brow. So if you don't want it too dark, then don't use too much pressure. I'm using a softer pressure because I want my brows to be a little bit softer than darker. I'm not dragging the brush across my brows. I'm using my small and short stroke technique. That'll help to keep the hair looking more natural in your brow and less drawn in. Now is when I begin to attack the front of my brow. And to do this, I'm just going to draw a small and soft line in the front of my brow. It's not too harsh because I'm then going to take my brush and diffuse that line into the front of the hairs. This helps to give you that gradiency look that we all love with the brows. So it starts off light and gets gradually darker. So to do that, I'm taking my angled brush and I'm just flicking the hairs up and dragging that product into the front of my hairs. Now I'm just going in with my pencil and just lightly drawing hairs in the direction up to create a little bit more definition in the front. I'm not applying a lot of pressure here because I don't want it to be dark in the front. I love the gradiency effect, so I'm using very light strokes as I'm drawing the hair up. Then I go in with my angle brush and diffuse it even more to get a softer look. Now, to get everything set and create even more softness, I'm going in with the brow gel. This is the color Bold Brunette by MAC Cosmetics. I like this color because it's not too brown and it's not too light. So this helps to create a softness and a glow when the brow gel is in the hairs. Once I have enough product in the middle of my brow and on the tail, I then go back in the front and lightly brush out the hairs that are in the front using the brow gel. This helps to create an even softer look with the setting gel. And if you want, you can use a clear gel. I just prefer to use a color gel because it helps to lighten them just a tad bit. And also you can go the other end and use a darker gel if you want darker color. Okay, so for this part, we're going to conceal and further define our shape of the brows. I prefer to use a full coverage concealer, and this one is by Untamed Colors Cosmetics. To further define my shape, I'm just going to take the concealer, very little bit, on the tip of my concealer brush and start on the edge of the bottom row of my eyebrow and just draw a line along the shape. I'm concentrating the bulk of the product where I have the most hairs that I want to hide. So that's going to be right where my arch is and to the tail. Then I drag the concealer down into my eyelid to blend it out. Then I diffuse it out and warm it up with my finger, because the best and original brushes are your fingers. For my upper brow, I'm also going to use a cream foundation. This one is just a shade lighter than my natural skin tone, and this is because my natural brow has a little highlight above it, so I don't want to go too dark because I want it to look natural as well. So this one is by Untamed Colors Cosmetics, and it's a cream foundation, so it's thick enough to conceal any hairs and further sharpen and define my upper brow. I'm using the same technique I did on my lower brow, which is drawing the foundation along the edge of my brows and then brushing it upward this time into my forehead to diffuse out any harshness. And if there's still some harshness, then of course I'm going to use my finger to warm it up some more. All right, Untamed Beauty Tribes, we did it. We got our brows back into frequency. I hope that you learned something new, and if not, at the very least, you were entertained. Remember to keep practicing and do not get discouraged if you didn't get it right the first time. As always, I post every Monday and Thursday, so don't forget to subscribe so that you have the latest updates on all the content I'll be bringing you guys. Thank you again so much for the love, and until next time, mwah! Drop the bass, mine. Drop the bass, mine, the bass get lower. Drop the bass, mine, drop the bass, mine.